Everyone knows that a frightened dog is extremely unpredictable. So when the members of the New Orleans Villalobos Rescue Center received a call about a neglected pit bull spotted in a bad neighborhood, they had to be on their toes. After all, when cornered, a stray can be a handful. In this case, the situation would need to be handled with the utmost care and caution, or else a rescue worker could end up with a serious injury and the dog could end up being labeled as a danger to humans. However, when they arrived at the scene, the pit bull had a huge surprise for everyone. There's something unbelievable about the will to live. It's a force of nature all its own, a superpower of sorts, and for some stray animals, that instinct is all that keeps them going. That's why the Villalobos Rescue Center was so worried about a certain stray dog. The rescue team received a call from a security guard at the New Orleans supermarket that a rough-looking pit bull was roaming the parking lot. The guard reported the dog seemed emaciated. There was no doubt that she was hungry and she was becoming desperate. Complicating matters further, she wasn't alone. It's clear she just had a litter of puppies or is currently nursing. The rescue team's leader, Tia Torres, told Animal Planet's pit bulls and parolees, if she got puppies, they're probably fairly close. With possible babies nearby, there's no telling how this frightened pit bull from a bad part of town might have reacted to rescue efforts. If they cornered her, she could have reacted defensively. Still, they needed to act fast, and they needed to find her puppies. But the rescuers could only tackle one problem at a time. Parolee, Country Matt, and cruelty investigator Sugar were dispatched to the scene, ready to give the mama pit bull all the support needed to get her and potentially her puppies off the street. Knowing the risk, Matt and Sugar were prepared to work with extraordinary caution. They couldn't be too careful, since the mama pit bull might lash out. But when they pulled up in their SUV, all their plans went right out the window. She came across the road, Matt said. She looked me straight in my eye, like she was just asking me for help. It would have been a pretty amazing moment if it wasn't such a sad situation. Sad indeed, the pit bull was in a sorry state. Unfortunately, Matt had no problem slipping a leash around the poor pooch's neck. It turned out that she was very calm and happy to see them, as if she knew they were there to help. Still, the animal cruelty investigator worried. Looking at this mama dog, you could tell that she's got puppies somewhere, Sugar said. If she is in this kind of shape, then there's no telling what kind of shape those puppies are in. Not only that, but there was no telling where they even were. Luckily for Sugar and Matt, the pit bull's motherly instincts kicked in. Turning tail, she led them all the way to a specific house. That the puppies might be inside someone's home only complicated things further. The rescuers knocked on the door of the home, and when the tenant opened it, the mother pit bull stared inside the house. She knew her puppies were inside, and she wanted them back. They'd need the tenant's permission to get them, however. Matt and Sugar knew it was unlikely the puppy's rescue would go smoothly. After all, their mother was emaciated and roaming the streets just 20 feet from her owner's house. This man probably wasn't going to be the type who was happy to see them, and boy were they right. The man confessed that the pit bull wasn't actually his. It was his roommate's. The problem, it would seem, was the roommate was in jail. Though the man said he'd been feeding this pooch, the rescuers felt he was lying. Concerned, Sugar asked for the mama dog's puppies, but the difficult tenant only sighed. "You're bothering me," he said before shutting the door. Momentarily out of options, Matt and Sugar loaded the mother pit bull into their car, knowing they had to come back to try again. Thankfully, it didn't take long for the team to receive legal authorization. With the mama pit bull watching at the shelter, the rescue team returned for the puppies, and this time, they weren't leaving without them. It was pouring rain on the day that the Villalobos Rescue Center team returned to the pit bull's house. Matt and Sugar watched as another team member, Laura, hopped through a rain puddle and entered the home. She was only in the house for a few moments before she emerged, cradling two puppies in her arms. Amazingly, both of them were in good shape. Still, there were two more puppies inside the house. What kind of shape would they be in? The first two puppies Laura brought out appeared to be okay, noted Sugar. The second two puppies, though, they looked like they were in some trouble. The owner had not been taking care of them at all, so who knew if they had a shot to survive? Even though the puppies were out of the house, the team still had work to do. Being apart from their mother for so long surely wasn't good for them. So Sugar and Matt loaded them up into the SUV, ready to reunite them with her. So was the Villalobos Rescue Center team able to return the poor puppies to their mama in time? Just take a look at what happened once they arrived back at the shelter with the litter in tow. This mother dog just knew that the rescuers were there to help her and led them straight to her babies. Her instincts and guidance made it possible for her puppies to be rescued.